All right, let's take a look back at this day in history. In 1996, when the United States government began the most sweeping overhaul of its currency design since the 1920s. The redesign, it was a culmination of a 5-year effort to curb a rise in counterfeiting. There have been efforts in the past now to combat counterfeiting and, quite frankly, just to make the U.S. currency system more secure. For example, in 1946, the government ceased to print bills larger than $100 and officially pulled them from circulation by 1969 because of concern that those bigger bills, $500, $1,000, $5,000, and even a $10,000 bill, they had no real utility for regular Americans, but great utility for money launderers and criminals. By the 1980s, another problem popped up, though. The proliferation of color copiers and other high-tech machines, which made it incredibly easy to make passable copies of U.S. currency. So the U.S. chose to roll out a series of security features on its bills, and it started with the highest denomination, the 100, unveiling on this day in history a redesign dominated by a larger portrait of Benjamin Franklin, ink that changed from green to black when viewed at different angles, and a security thread that glowed red when exposed to ultraviolet light. It was a long time coming. The $100 bill, first issued back in 1862 by the Treasury. But other than that, a change in the size of the bill in 1929 and a few minor tweaks in the 60s, the C-note had largely been unchanged for decades. Now, eventually, the 6 other U.S. paper denominations went through a similar makeover. As for the $100 bill, it remains the highest denomination of U.S. paper money and the most popular. In terms of volume, there are more $100 bills floating around than any other denomination, accounting for about 35% of all U.S. paper in circulation.